Here we are, fiddling again to get us started. Yours truly, John Beattie, International Director of the British People's League. Yes, it's still cold. How are you today? Thanks for tuning in. Second week of Dinosaur News. Dinosaur News, produced by thebritishpeoplesleague.com. February 25th, 2014. Second edition this week. I have to scramble for the news like the Candor fellow warned me. It's not going to be easy filling in this time, especially, and you know, those down in the States who are trying to fight for white people too on various boards. We don't have professional training in broadcasting. We're just doing the best we can with what we've got. What more can we do? Okay, today, topics. Yesterday I referred to the book that I am attempting to get finished and produced by the end of 2014. On the BritishPeoplesLeague.com homepage, when you have a moment, you scroll down, way down, past various YouTubes, past various editorials, and just keep on going down and down. Scroll right down to the nearly the bottom, not quite the bottom, and you'll spot the book review, Canada's Secret Civil War, 1978 question mark, 1978-2 question mark. There are a couple of chapters, proofread, ready to roll, on the home page for your viewing, for your scrutiny, for your criticisms, for your enjoyment, hopefully. So again, and as I said yesterday, it's hard. How am I going to get anybody to believe this stuff? Well, have a look at those two chapters and see if we're persuasive or not. And we name a couple of names of prominent people. We're not fooling around. And again, basically, the book is being written in memory of those who have passed on, who prevented the division of Canada, who assisted with their lives in keeping Quebec as part of Canada. Late 1979, during the 80s. So do that, would you? In between your any other life's activities. Okay. So to have daily topics about our own ingrown situations, hate the word incestuous, but within the white patriot organizations, especially those of British hue, of British white promotion. That's who we're catering to. Now, I am not going to say I think. I'm going to say I know that our approach is going to make big headway in the not too distant future. We are linking with those tried and true, especially candor.org.uk, CANDOUR.org.uk, and those scattered around the globe in a true fashion, promoting our British history, our British culture, as we remember it, and we want to pass it on to our descendants, those who care. There has to be a little bit of instinct in the blood to stay true to our kind, our history, our white tribe. Now, following right along with that point, with the British People's League being based here in Ontario, Canada, central Ontario cottage country, let's politely say that supposing our enemy, those involved in multiculturalism, in the planned genocide of our white race, the planned genocide of our British white race, what's their best weapon to hurt any groups that want to promote white heritage, white pride? The best weapon is to smear groups with Nazism, National Socialism, That's the best weapon they have. Because 90% of the white public is with us, but they sure don't like the smear of Nazism. So we're doing pretty good with these YouTubes. The very first YouTube called The Whitewashing of John Beattie, and that's pretty well cleared the path. So anyone with a pinch of honesty knows that I speak the truth. I am speaking to you as a British Canadian patriot. I'm emphasizing the word patriot in yesterday's broadcast, March 24th. We stressed we're not interested in nationalists. We're interested in patriots. There's a big difference. Many of the nationalist groups in the States don't need to be tinted with Nazism. They are Nazis, but they call it National Socialism. Well, to each his own. It's a free country down there. But this boy is not going to be smeared again, as the Canadian Jewish Congress used me in the 60s to get a hate law passed. And I want to emphasize again that I was a stooge, an unknowing, idiotic stooge back then, okay? So that's passé. That's gone. We've cleared that up with these videos. But the multicult enemy will never stop. Being in the cause of patriotism for decades, a professional hazard can be paranoia. Can be suspicious that everyone's trying to get a person in trouble who's a spokesperson for our groupings. Various groups have tried different approaches. We are bringing in the sheaves. We're linking and hooking up with some damned intelligent people, patriotic. Because of their jobs, they stay in the background on our blind list. No problem. We've been through this on other YouTubes. You know, I'm the label on the ketchup bottle, etc. Okay, so opposition multicult, and they can be government establishment stooges. Hey, we've got friends in the establishment too, so don't think I'm against everyone wearing a suit and tie. Many friends in the establishment who are sympathetic to our cause. So the best bet for the opposition in the multicult world is to smear Beattie, John Beattie, yours truly, and the British People's League with a tinge of Nazism. So I have a story to tell you about the last year since we started the videos in January. No less than 5 people have come under my suspicion, okay? 5 different people at different times in the past year. Actually, 2013. Separate people. One started out as a young guy involved in hockey coaching or something to that effect from Toronto. Oh, John, just love your post, just love your post. But hey, look at these adult pictures, John. Aren't they neat? Email after email. And other people in the right wing tried to flood this guy out. And I say right wing. I slipped that term. We're for the British white. But anyway, it was just a constant flood for a month. Oh, an email would go out to all kinds of people, known people in the identity cause and so on. And every other paragraph was nutsy this and nutsy that, and oh, isn't this wonderful, the Third Reich posters and so on. Look, the war's gone, okay, 1939. But anyway, that's the main weapon of the enemy camp. Smear you with characters like this guy from Toronto who was involved in hockey in some way. So he finally disappeared after just simply freezing him out. I don't know the different blocks on the computer here to block each name. Tried my best, but I couldn't get the guy blocked. So that was the start. And then out of the blue from Western Ontario, we had a fellow with connections with a known group in Britain. And it starts off nice and neat until I check out his website, just full of Nazi memorabilia. Well, isn't that cute? Oh, just a collector. Yes, sure. And just like the first fellow promises to come up and do some work for the British People's League, maybe appear on videos with you, John, and in general, you know, meet some of your supporters. Oh, how nice, you know. And of course I welcome new inquiries. I say that all the time to britishcanada@gmail.com. Again, our email, britishcanada@gmail.com. So this fellow, this lasted a month or two. And promises. And I'm patient. I even asked a couple on the blind list what they thought. And, you know, they too want to see us build. So they said, well, be patient and see how it turns out. Well, it's the same crap again, you know. His webpage is full of Nazi crap. So, so that guy phased out until I clicked some web pages over in Britain, and there he slipped his way in there too. But it's amazing how they one at a time. It's almost as if whoever's paying these creeps only wants to pay one at a time. Or you might even be suspicious if we had two at a time. So they honor us with one at a time. So there was the hockey player character Toronto, then this fellow Western Ontario. And then another Western Ontario fellow. Okay, same thing. Going to give you rides to visit supporters. Going to appear in the videos. Going to drive you all over the place. Drive you to Ohio. Drive you to Ottawa. Do the whole bit. But right now there's illness in the family, and then the roads are slippery, and et cetera, and John, I'd love to be there this point, but. So that's fine. So there's another one. Okay? And there's a couple others out there I have my suspicions upon. It's not paranoia. I just want to keep us clean. We're fighting for our white rights. We're fighting for those of British stock and European cousins who talk the patriot talk and walk the patriot walk. Not interested in those who walk the nationalist walk, because 90% of those who use the term nationalists are really national socialists. Well, that's their choice. But don't flood us and don't say we're part of any movement of yours. We're patriots. That's the term. That's the definition. Just have a quick look here. What else do we want to say about these people? Yes, well, I wonder, could I use the word brag? I don't want to use that word. But why am I getting all these fishy characters? You know, there are those in the blind list who give me coaching advice in between their job hours and so on, and that's great. They don't promise false promises. No, these people for 10 years minimum. It's these Johnny-come-latelys that are just going to do everything and bang, bang, bang. Oh, let me help you with your member list. Well, we don't have members. Oh, I see. Oh, well, let me help you with some administrative paperwork. Well, you could drop by and let's see how you do on the video. I mean, I'm talking about those who brag they're going to appear in the video. Where Beattie's bragging today, these are pretty clever, slippery individuals. These were just dummies. And I just sit back and play their game. Because, you know, if we get one good nibble for every 25 creeps working for the multicult establishment, not the good guys in the establishment, but the multicult establishment creeps, well, we need that one good guy, don't we? That one good lady. So it's my job to be patient, to filter out the creeps and to bring in the good sheaves, not the rotten sheaves. Did I get my point across? And none of this is being exaggerated. One thing about it having to do, as promised, the British People's League Dinosaur News every day, 5 days a week. Well, it's tricky stuff. Keeping it focused within our circles. Again, the daily news you get, the world news you get every day through the regular controlled news media. We're about building the British People's League. Simpson's department stores in the early days of Toronto, when it was still part of the British Empire, didn't spend its time building up the Eaton stores. And Eaton's didn't spend its time building up Simpson's. Well, We're focusing on the British People's League. True, sincere patriots who choose another path, good, good, good. Better you choose a good path and do nothing. And again, you know, we know how limited people are with their jobs, etc. So that's the scoop for today as to another aspect of John Beattie's routine for the cause. I've sent out a couple of private emails. I hate to compare us to the Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly, those big shots in the States, the talk show hosts and so on. But you know, they do well, they've done well just with their broadcast. So while we're waiting for donations specifically marked, and I always ask that for donations, please mark what aspect of our activities you'd like your money to go towards. If you'd like it to go toward the van plan with the eateries, in the memo section, give a little hint. If you'd like it to go towards the van plan pickets in the small villages, small white villages, give a hint. But in the meantime, we're going to keep the focus on these shows. Because frankly, it's a niche for the British People's League, and there are not any others fulfilling this niche in the entire white patriot cause on the planet. On a regular basis, each group has the odd video, but not daily. I give credit to Don Black down in the States with his Don Black show, his radio show. He's on 2 hours a day. But I take issue not with him personally, he's the greatest, or his co-announcers and co-hosts, they're the greatest. But I just take issue with the posters, a lot of posters on the Stormfront board promoting Hitler and the Axis powers. And again, it's the year 2014. Well, then somebody can say, well, Beattie, what the hell are you raving about Britain for? 2014. Well, the Ontario flag, taken from the good old red ensign behind me here, still has the Union Jack. So I'm not talking 1939, I'm talking 2014. The phone books outside of the big cities still are in the majority of British stock names. Algebra. Remember high school algebra? The common denominator? Well, that's still the thread. It's actually where the Conservative Party of Canada, who's now running the country, receives the majority of their vote. Those patriots of British stock and their European cousins who are patriots. So there's the difference, okay? So you won't be hearing me speak of American boards anymore. From now on, we're going to be talking British People's League with the promotions of our friends in Britain. We have to reconnect with a good person somehow in Australia. The greatest we had contact, great guy, Nick Main, passed away last year. We have a tribute to Nick still listed if you scroll down on our homepage. But we'd like to reconnect. If there's someone in Australia can get in touch, britishcanada@gmail.com, it would be appreciated. Okay, so that's today's roundup, folks. I've enjoyed doing these daily videos. It really is a thrill for me to fight with the tongue with our presentations. Keep the spirit up, and I hope I've played a part in keeping your spirit up, and I mean that most sincerely. Okay, so we'll talk at you tomorrow, which is the 26th of February. I always slip on dates. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.